Hi, thanks for joining me today in our series of tips for sellers at Philly Market Minute. Today I want to talk about two things that happen once we're under contract. We've talked about preparing your home for sale, pre-marketing, smart marketing, a lot of other things, but there are two things that are sellers' biggest fears once we're under contract, and I want to address some tips for success in that area right now. The first one has to do with the mortgage. I think if a buyer has a mortgage, most sellers are afraid of what happens if the buyer, doesn't qualify, isn't qualified, and can't perform. There, I can help you tremendously because what I'll do is I'll qualify the pre-approval. I'll talk to the lender. We'll vet the buyer and we'll work through. We have a lot of control and can minimize that risk of that ever happening. In fact, knock on wood, that has never happened in one of my transactions in 14 years. The second one is really for you. I can coach you, but this has to do with things that will make it easier for you. The second quote-unquote shoe to drop that makes sellers very nervous and brings up a lot of fear is the home inspection. Now, a couple things we can do to minimize the stress in this area. One is to do your own home inspection, a pre-listing inspection. There are a couple things we can do with that is you can do some repairs that come to light so that we get those out of the way. If nothing else, you'll have an idea of what to expect, so when it comes time to negotiate, you can be informed and ready to go. The second part of the negotiations, which I just want to give you advice about, is it's important to respond quickly. We'll have some timelines to work with, and I just want to share with you from experience what happens. Say the buyer sends their request at day 5 or 6, and we technically have several days to respond. But if we wait to the last minute, in the meantime, the buyer is full of fear and anxiety and worry. And when people negotiate when they're in a state of fear and anxiety, they tend to be a little more, it's harder to win, let's just put it that way. And it's human nature. When there's a lot of stress, the answer often is just no. And that's not the answer that we want. Negotiations are an ongoing conversation. It may take some back and forth. So it's really best as soon as you can, once the buyer sends their request, to respond, with a thoughtful response, and we'll strategize on that. I'm always focused on protecting your bottom line, and this also helps where you have the home inspection ahead of time so there aren't big surprises, and you have some of your own facts about your home that we can use to perhaps counter on certain items. So those are my big tips. One, I'll take care of the loan qualification, but when it comes to the home inspection, one is the possibility of getting one done ahead of time so you know what to expect, and two, let's move quickly on these timeline issues. I don't want you to be in a place of fear either, but just recognizing there are humans involved, and the sooner we respond and the more thoroughly respond, the better the results will be. Let me know if you have any questions or if this raises concerns for you. Let's talk and move forward from here, okay? Have a great day.